I think the Thunder unplugged their phone, bro. If they didn't just rip the phone straight out the wall, they're doing something wrong.
Live from the St. Bonaventure campus, I'm Austin Townley and James Derrick for another episode of Above the Rim here on 88.3 WSBU FM, The Buzz. What's going on, James? How's it going?
Man, it's going well. I mean, besides from the fact that campus is a frozen tundra, and there's very little ability to park right outside the building you want to walk in. So, just been walking through ice today. But I'm not here to talk about ice and all that. I'm here to talk about NBA basketball. So now I'm doing well, essentially.
Oh, good. Well, we're in this warm studio, the new studio, which actually we didn't address in the YouTube video last time. If you're listening live on the radio, we also record this and upload it to YouTube on Afterthought Sports. So for the YouTube side of things, we're in a brand new area. This is a new station in Plasman Hall for the Buzz. It's very comfortable. It's very cozy. If you can't tell, the lighting's a little different.
The vibes are huge.
The vibes are up.
Yeah, like this one lamp in the corner over here.
It's true.
Presents all the vibes.
I mean, the lamp that is illuminating me right now, that is the vibey lamp.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that we are in the long-awaited new station for episode 25, which is crazy.
25, huh?
There's been some things going on in the NBA as of recently that are kind of maybe potentially league-altering. There's been some questionable things going on in the NBA. One of them being Chris Paul was not released, but he was sent home on a road trip while they were in Atlanta by the Los Angeles Clippers. It was reported that him and Coach Ty Lue were not on speaking terms for weeks, and the Clippers had issues with Chris Paul being Chris Paul.
Yeah, Ty Lue, he walked over to Chris Paul as he was sitting down doing the class assignment. He said, "You know what, Chris? Why don't you go ahead and log off for me?" As he rested his hand on his right shoulder. Chris Paul, it's just a shame that it has to end this way. He went back to his Clippers, an organization, that he had played for so long and throughout his entire NBA career, played well. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. He's going to be the best point guard to ever play for the Los Angeles Clippers ever.
Best player to ever play for the Los Angeles Clippers ever.
Okay, yeah, best player. And it ends like this. They're just, I'm not sensing, granted, I'm not in the room. I don't know exactly what Chris Paul's doing. Maybe he's undermining Coach Lue, but still, you wish there's a little bit more respect with the way that Chris Paul had to be, I guess, booted from the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's really weird because it's one thing to be released, and then there's one thing to be sent home, right?
Yeah.
Chris Paul got sent home. He was not released from the team. He's still a Clipper, all right? He's still a Los Angeles Clipper. He's not on a different team. He was just basically told, go home. All right. I need you to go home. Okay. Now, there was this clip that surfaced a few days ago of James Harden and Chris Paul having an interaction at practice. Basically, Chris Paul, I wasn't there. It's not clear as day what is being said in the video. But basically, to sum it up, the report was Chris Paul was telling Harden to run a more, balanced offense, a more well put together offense rather than what they're running now. Harden disagreed. Clip cuts to Ty Lue running the practice. Basically, told off Chris Paul. He told him off in front of the entire team. Okay. That, to me, that was really surprising to see because a coach as high respected as Ty Lue, he coached with LeBron James, won a championship with them in Cleveland, and then he's been successful as his time for the Clippers. It's not how you would expect Ty Lue to handle a given situation.
Yeah, I mean, but that's where it is. It's difficult as a coach because I think Ty Lue knows this too. Chris Paul knows just as much basketball, if not more, than him. But Chris Paul is not the coach.
No.
And Ty Lue has a system that he wants to run, a system that, isn't really working. Maybe Chris Paul, and I'm sure a lot of people at home are even thinking, hey, Chris Paul probably has a point. And so whatever he was trying to tell James Harden during practice, and I know a lot of this is it's rumors. You can really barely tell from a video, but nonetheless, I think it paints a pretty good picture in my mind. Chris Paul thinks that if the team does things this way, they do better. Ty Lue thinks if they do things this way, they do better. And I'm sure there's probably been some discussion throughout the season, like, hey, Chris, you can't just undermine what I say like that, You can't, try to teach everyone else, what I'm trying to tell you. Don't implement your own process into our offense. But I think that's what made this difficult. Is I'm sure Chris Paul has a point to whatever he was getting at with James Harden, but it's just not how the team's going to be run.
I mean, he's not having a good season with the Clippers. They're not really also playing him as much. But everybody knew that coming into the season. He's averaging under 3 points, career lows across the board. I'm not going to go over his numbers because they're bad. It's not worth it going over his numbers. But Chris Paul, his entire career has been praised almost for how vocal he is, what kind of leader he is. Mm-hmm. He's been that guy to hold everybody and anybody accountable. Coaches, staff members, players, probably the water boys. I mean, Chris Paul has been the point god for the past, 20, 15 years in the NBA. And now he wants his farewell tour. He wants this to be his last season. He goes back home to the Clippers, which was the franchise that praised him. Lob City, that was his franchise. That was his team. It's what he loved. He loved playing basketball for LA. That's where his family is. Mm-hmm. He comes home for his farewell season. All right, Chris Paul, we need you to go home. We need you to literally go home.
This ain't working with you here.
No. It doesn't sit well with me. I saw Blake Griffin speak on this. It doesn't sit well with him either. They kind of did him dirty because Blake Griffin was still an all-star and they traded him out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then he had arguably his career season when he was on the Pistons that season.
Yeah, he was shipped off to Detroit, man. That was not... I can't say that was very nice.
No, that was not very nice. But I mean, Detroit made the playoffs that year. You got to give him props. But Chris Paul, again, it's sad to see, especially me. I'm everyone knows here, I'm a massive Suns fan.
Yeah.
He helped bring Phoenix to an NBA Finals berth. So I got nothing but love for Chris Paul. I hope they can reach a buyout somehow or this gets resolved in some way because, again, it's CP's farewell season and we're not going to get a farewell season.
Yeah, I just look forward to the next time Chris Paul is on a podcast. Maybe in a year. I'm sure he's not going to just run out and just tell his side of the story right away. But I anticipate not too far, maybe a year from now, we'll know everything that was said on both sides, at least from Chris Paul's point of view. And I can't wait for that day.
Yeah, well, I mean,
maybe he'll come on the pod.
Chris, if you ever are in Olean, New York, hop on above the rim, man.
You ever find yourself in Olean and it's and like you're doing okay, like you're not just randomly in Olean. I would be concerned if Chris Paul randomly just found himself in Olean.
Well, maybe a Bonaventure basketball is like cracked years down the line. We're just like insanely good.
If
Chris Paul will just pull up, watch a game. No, that doesn't happen.
There are no ifs.
No, there's no ifs. Chris Paul's never going to be here. But that's a sad way to see him go. Not to jump to the next subject right away, really quick. The Clippers are still trash.
Yeah.
So this really did nothing to their team.
No.
Harden could be traded. Kawhi could be traded. Kawhi is like the worst superstar signing in the history of the NBA, I'm starting to think. Like, I'm not just trying to be, follow the media, blah, blah, here. I genuinely think that Kawhi Leonard signing ruined the Clippers franchise as a whole because it forced them to trade SGA away for Paul George. It forced them to trade away this pick and a pick of Jalen Williams to the Thunder, which is, oh man, I'm praying that is not a top 5 pick or top 3 or anything. The Clippers franchise was ruined the day that they signed Kawhi Leonard. The day they signed Kawhi Leonard, it was ruined.
I don't know about the day they signed him, but it certainly put forth a domino effect that one thing leads to another. He is the reason that Paul George was brought there. And that that fateful day in 2019. I didn't quite memorize the date, but that day is when the NBA changed. Man, it's like everything just goes back to the Paul George trade.
I mean, yeah, literally everything goes back to that Paul George trade. It's crazy.
You know what? It just makes you think, right? Because Paul George at the time in 2019, a vicious two-way player who can clamp the other team's best guy, regardless of position, pretty much, unless he's a center, Even even still, he could do it, while also averaging the most fluid, calm, nonchalant, like 25 plus per season. This is a guy who
28 that year,
28 that season,
third in MVP.
Who in the NBA right now is doing something like Paul George is doing that a team would just never think to trade him? Never would think to trade him. But as we've seen, it's beneficial to trade away your superstars.
Yeah. You see last year, you see that whole Luka Doncic trade go down. Well, we just might get back-to-back generational trade deadlines here. Because now, as of the past few days, the Bucks are, they're basically shutting this all down. They're saying we're not trading Giannis. I beg to differ.
Yeah. Doc Rivers almost had me convinced none of this was happening, but I'm sure it is.
Yeah. For those of you listening and watching, it has been reported that Giannis Antetokounmpo wants out of Milwaukee fast. The Bucks are sitting at 10-15. They're 2-8 in their last 10. Giannis is out for 4 weeks. So you can only imagine that this record is just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until the Bucks eventually crumble to pieces. We could see Giannis get traded. Let me just go off Giannis's accolades really quick because I want to give a whole background of the player that might be traded this offseason, which arguably I think it would be crazier than the Luka Doncic trade.
He's done more.
Not as shocking, but he's done more. Giannis Antetokounmpo won the championship in 2021. He beat the Phoenix Suns, and he has a Finals MVP.
Maybe one of the best single performances in the finals I've ever watched. For sure,
I agree. One of the most dominant finals performances I've ever seen, ever even looked at. He's a 2-time MVP. He's won Defensive Player of the Year one time. He's a 9-time All-Star. He's a 1-time All-Star Game MVP. 7-time All-NBA First Team.
7.
2-time All-NBA Second Team. 4-time All-Defensive First Team and a 1-time All-NBA Second Team Defense. He's part of the NBA 75 team. He won the 2024 NBA Cup and won the MVP for that. And he was your 2017 Most Improved Player. Talk about accolades, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of players in the NBA history, like the entire history of the NBA, that have anything close to looking at Giannis. And if they do have anything more than Giannis, they're a top 15 player of all time. That's where Giannis sits right now. 20 to 15. Put him anywhere, it's acceptable. Some people could even argue that Giannis is top 10.
And that the thought process behind that is he has more to do.
He has more to do in the future.
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of like that mindset because I don't think he's done with anything.
I don't think he's done either. I mean, he's having another MVP season, of course, because he's Giannis Antetokounmpo. He wants to win. That's his goal at the end of the day. I mean, it's everybody's goal at the end of the day to win a championship. But Giannis, I feel like he wants to win. You can tell with Giannis more than other NBA guys. You can.
The desire.
The desire is there.
He yearns. Do you yearn?
Do you yearn? He yearns to get
Ask
back
Giannis
to that.
if he yearns. He does.
He yearns to get back to that NBA Finals because, I think, just one opinion from one guy here. I think Giannis is one of those dudes where when he's in the finals, he's not going to lose. because I watched every second of every game. The Suns were up 2-0. I mean, that's my team. Look what I'm wearing. The Suns were up 2-0. Okay? I was fully convinced Phoenix was going to be NBA champs by the end of a week or a week and a half of whenever that was. Boy, was I wrong. And I watched a lot of the games with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was so wrong. I couldn't be more wrong, more disappointed in my life. Giannis comes back. They win 4 unanswered. They beat the Suns in 6 games in the NBA Finals. And man, he looked like a more versatile, more shooting capability Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. I mean, this is around the time that Shaq kind of gave up his crown for a second and said, Giannis is the most dominant player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be taken lightly. I mean, Shaq is, and deservingly so, Shaq is not humble about what he's done on the basketball court.
Oh, not at all.
And he does not have to be. He's one of the greatest all time.
I mean, he broke backboards. He literally shattered backboards.
Yeah. No, that's, besides shattering backboards, Giannis, he is up there with Shaq in terms of what he can do on a basketball court, and I think shattering backboards is the only difference.
Yeah. So, James, if Giannis were to be traded, is there a team you specifically want to see him?
Oh man, you know what my answer is going to be.
I do know what your answer is going to be.
He's got to go to the New York Knicks.
Yeah. Yep. I knew you were going to say that. Why? Why the Knicks, James?
Man, well, the Knicks, I mean, clearly, Cat would have to be part of the deal. And there's nothing against Cat. He's just not, I mean, there are times where I'm watching the Knicks where I'm like, Karl Anthony Towns could be one of the best basketball players I've ever watched. At 7 foot, the way he moves, the way he can put the ball down on the court and get to the hoop, dunk on you, shoot from 35 feet out with incredible accuracy, it can't be understated. But considering all that, is awful on the defensive end of the court. He's always going to get hunted out. And honestly, you already have someone who deserves to get hunted out defensively, and that's Jalen Brunson.
Right. And
you're not going to get rid of Jalen Brunson and Cat. I think you can really only have one of your 5 guys as a play. I'm talking about winning in the playoffs too.
Right.
You can really only have one of your 5 guys out there be a defensive liability. You can't have 2, and you can't have it be a guard and your center. Man, the Knicks, they're slow. They love that isolation ball. I think a guy like Giannis. I mean, just before this, I was looking. The Knicks ranked 26th in pace. They, per 48 minutes, they get 98 possessions. That's bottom of the league.
It's not great.
A guy like Giannis would skyrocket that.
Oh my gosh!
And
I put them top 10.
You get yourself out of all of these half-court situations where you just rely on Jalen Brunson to go score a bucket, or you're relying on Karl Anthony Towns to go score a bucket, and you get out in transition.
Oh man,
this team could be dangerous. And then when you also think about the guys they have defensively on that team, granted, they might have to give them up in a trade.
That's what we were talking about. Like, what does a Giannis trade even look like? Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to make mock trades. And sorry to interrupt you for a second, but it is impossible to even comprehend what a Giannis trade would look like, because we never even got the chance to see what a Luka Doncic trade might look like, because they only talked to the Mavericks.
Yeah.
And the Mavericks just did the deal. They got it done. Nobody knew. And we were all like, was Shams hacked? What is happening here? So yeah, that's what happened there. Giannis,
he wants to be in New York though. That's the one thing. I mean, when trade, rumors circled around last season and anything revolving around Giannis's future with the Bucks in previous seasons, I mean, he specifically cited New York would be cool. I know all he's saying is New York would be cool, but that is a very important distinction to be made. That means that's his preference.
Yeah.
And, the Bucks don't necessarily have to do right by Giannis and seek out a trade with New York. But considering that Karl Anthony Towns, I imagine he's one big
centerpiece.
piece that needs to be sent back.
I feel
to
like he would be
Milwaukee.
the centerpiece of this trade.
I think that's a pretty good value in terms of what you're getting back. I don't know if I'm the Knicks and they want 2 of Hart, Anunoby, or Bridges. I don't know if I can do it on top of Cat. That's just way too much, And I think the Bucks want a lot of picks. If they want Cat, a bunch of picks, some role players, Knicks got to do it. They just have to.
So I did make some mock trades here. We can go over the next one first. Now, I will add, I didn't throw in a bunch of first-round picks with these. Because, honestly, I don't know how many picks a Giannis trade would even require.
Yeah.
So, I only have like 1 or 2 picks attached because of the players. So we'll start with the next. Some mock trade for Giannis. Giannis straight up. The Knicks send Karl Anthony Towns, Miles McBride, their 2026 first round unprotected, and then Washington's 2026 first round pick. Because the Knicks have it. That is there is a protection on that. It's 1 through 8.
1 through 8. Okay.
Which would mean Milwaukee gets it the year after. So Cat, McBride, Knicks 26 unprotected, and Washington's 2026 pick for Giannis. I feel like there needs to be more picks in there.
Yeah.
But
that's what I was going to say.
Maybe OG Anunoby. But then again, if you're the Knicks, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
You got to think about this, right? You can't gut your whole team for a guy that's going to your team to win a championship. At the end of the day, you can't do that. Because then, well, you both lose. Because you're not going to win a championship and your team's gutted.
And, I mean, you also have to think about if I'm the Bucks and you end up getting rid of 2 of, they've got 3 phenomenal, they're glorified role players because they literally do such a good job at playing their role that they're all-star level guys.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart. If you have to give up 2 of those guys, I don't think they can do a trade because they simply make up for the entire presence, aura of the New York Knicks, how they play basketball.
They do the dirty work. They're the Marcus Smarts of the Knicks. I think if it were to be, I guess, throwing Josh Hart in this, I think OG's too much, though. OG and Cat. And if it were to be OG and Cat, then get rid of McBride because, again, too much. You can't cut your whole team. So the mock trade that I came up with was Karl Anthony Towns, Miles McBride, Knicks 26 unprotected, Washington's 26 first, protected 1 through 8. So Milwaukee would get it the year after for Giannis. That's for the Knicks. Who wins that?
Still the Knicks. Because you're bringing in Giannis. It's hard to trade someone that talented and not end up losing. I anticipate though if the Knicks do throw in a trade, a couple more draft picks into this trade, very distant future ones. Yeah, I think that's something that people are writing down that the Thunder did. Oh, they traded for a draft pick 7 years in the future. Write that down. Write that down. Write that down.
Because you never know what a team's going to look like 7 years from now. So I have 3 other teams here that I made some mock trades for. Also, sorry, I woke up with an awful sore throat, cough. I don't know what is happening. Trying to get better here. Trying to just dug it out. So sorry if you're listening and YouTube. My bad.
I left you a cough drop right there.
Oh.
Did you see that?
Thanks.
That's for you.
I'll take it right now, actually.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Take your cough drop.
Sorry, guys. Just 1 second. 1 second.
You just got it.
You hear that?
That's good.
Pop in the cough drop. All right. Cough drops in. So, I made a mock trade for the Hawks and the Bucks. Okay? This is my favorite one, I'm going to say. Trade-wise, my favorite trade. This is good. This is really good. The Hawks send Kristaps Porzingis, Zachary Risochet, Austin Newell, and New Orleans 2026 unprotected first-round pick for Giannis straight up. The Pelicans are trash this year. That pick could be number 1.
Very well could be number 1.
So think about it.
We already talked about how bad that trade was draft night.
Think about it. Former All-Star Porzingis and the contract. Number 1 overall pick 2 years ago, Zachary Risochet. Asa Newell, I believe he was top 15. He might be pick 8. He might have been pick 8.
I'll look that up for you.
For Giannis. The Hawks then have Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, and Giannis, with Onyeka Okongwu still there. It's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
I think that comes out of the East.
I mean, they're making their way to being a team that comes out of the East without Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, and Asa Newell was 23rd.
He's
pick.
23. Okay.
Kristaps,
Top 15 for some.
really good. I will say, out of all the possible trades, if there is a trade in which the Bucks only received 1 or 2 draft picks, I like what the Hawks can give them in terms of young talent. Porzingis is really good. Reece Shea, as you mentioned, that's literally the number 1 overall draft pick from a couple years ago. Asa Newell, I mean, he'll have a lot more time to play on the Milwaukee Bucks. No telling what he could end up doing. And then that New Orleans first, man, this draft class, with how good it is, could enable teams to trade for Giannis if they have their hands on a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, even if this New Orleans pick is top 5, top 5 is crazy. Top 10 in this draft is crazy. If you're a team and you land a top 10 pick, I mean, consider yourself lucky that you have a top 10 pick this year, because this draft is unreal. As we talked about last episode. But yeah, so the final offer is Porzingis, Reece Shea, Asa Newell, New Orleans unprotected 26th first-round pick, which is this upcoming draft for Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think, again, the Hawks win that trade. But this is a great return for Giannis. Now, maybe they have to throw in another pick. But that I feel like that's a reasonable, fair return for Giannis Antetokounmpo when it comes to young guys, an all-star, and picks. Throw another one in there, sure. That's okay. I'm sure Atlanta will be okay with that. To then have a lineup of Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, Giannis, and Onyeka Okongwu. It's pretty good.
I'd sign up for that.
I'd sign up for that too. I'd watch a lot of Hawks games. Now, here's the one that I want Giannis to go to the most. Okay?
Okay.
That's the San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs, all right? If they were to trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo, here's the trade that I drew up. De'Aaron Fox, Carter Bryant, Harrison Barnes for the contract. Atlanta's 2027 unprotected first-round pick. And Atlanta's 2026 pick swap. There's a whole swap. There's a lot of swapping going on with picks.
Yeah.
I think for Giannis straight up.
You wonder if they'd want more than Carter Bryant. I mean,
Yeah.
Lottery pick. Okay.
Lottery pick. Great defender.
Pick 14 in the recent draft. De'Aaron Fox checks a box in terms of getting back someone sizable for.
He's
for
young.
Giannis. Yes.
All-star. He has superstar potential. He really does. Fastest guy in the NBA.
I don't know if there's enough around it. I don't know. De'Aaron Fox and Carter Bryant, is that are those two good enough young guys that Milwaukee feel like they can take those two and the picks that they get and create the equal or greater of what Giannis was on the Bucks?
What if I changed it? What if I said De'Aaron Fox, Carter Bryant, Devin Vassell, Atlanta 2027 unprotected, 2026 Atlanta swap for Giannis?
I feel like it'd be very hard for the Bucks to turn down 3 young guys. I mean, Vassell is showing so much promise too.
He's the highest paid player other than De'Aaron Fox on the Spurs roster.
I mean, but like you bring up a good point. I feel like De'Aaron Fox, I've been watching him play basketball for a while now, but he is still young.
He's 26.
That's the number that came to mind. He hasn't
27.
I was gonna say he hasn't turned 27 yet, has he?
6 or 7.
He has. At 27 years old, he's still got his more prime in front of him. Carter Bryant, drafted last year lottery pick. You can do something with that. Devin Vassell, showing the improvement over the last couple of years. He's going to be, put him on the Bucks.
With their leading scorer.
Yeah. Maybe besides De'Aaron Fox, if he's also
right
as well. That one's hard to pass up.
And then on the other side, you pair up the Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Giannis, and Wemby. Imagine you're watching a front court of Giannis and Wemby every time the Spurs play. And that's a team that I think could take down the Thunder dynasty. So De'Aaron Fox, Carter Bryant, Devin Vassell, and 2 first-round picks for Giannis.
Yeah, they'd have to do that. They should do that.
Last one I drew up. This is going to make a lot of people mad. The Oklahoma City Thunder call up the Milwaukee Bucks. And they're like, hey, we got an offer for you that's almost just as hard to turn down as the other one. Jalen Williams, Aaron Wiggins, LeGuentz Dort, the Clippers 2026 unprotected first-round pick, and 2028 Dallas first-round pick swap for Giannis straight up. Now that one is almost better than the last one.
No, not almost. That's better. That's better. Talk about how good the Thunder are defensively. Lou Dort is maybe reason 1A as to why they are so good defensively. I'm not saying he's the reason, but he is probably the strongest on-ball defender on the team. He guarded Anthony Edwards in the playoffs. Tyrese everybody guarded Halliburton, but still. And then, J-Dub. We can finally answer the question, what would he do on his own squad? I say he's very capable of averaging 26, 28, 30 points per game if he went to the Bucks.
Yeah. J-Dub's phenomenal NBA player. Phenomenal.
I think this is the best trade on this board. J-Dub, Aaron Wiggins, Lou Dort, Clippers pick, Dallas pick. That's a swap. But
for Giannis. I think that's the most even trade a trade can be. Obviously, the Thunder win because the championships that would bring the OKC. I already think they're going to win championships. Now imagine SGA, Chet Holmgren, Giannis, Alex Caruso, Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace, Isaiah Hartenstein. All them dudes are still on the team. You're getting rid of an all-star and 2 great role players. And then that Clippers pick could be number 1. Don't know what Dallas is going to look like in 2 years.
Oh, geez.
AD and Kyrie might both be gone. Cooper Flag is there, but
who's to say? Nico Harrison's gone. Yeah. He won't trade Cooper.
Who's to say? Just kidding. But I don't know. I think it's
This one's interesting. The Thunder wouldn't offer that though. I think the Thunder unplugged.
Are you sure?
I think the Thunder unplugged their phone, bro. If they didn't just rip the phone straight out the wall, they're doing something wrong. The Thunder are the best at everything.
But it's Giannis,
in the NBA.
Bro. It is Giannis.
No, I don't care.
Really?
Dude,
this is one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and he's like 30.
I don't think they don't need him. Their team has so much parity, already.
Yeah, I know.
They don't need Giannis. And yes, they could trade for Giannis and probably win the trade. They've got the draft capital. They've got the excess of A+ role players that they could give as well. They've got a secondary star on their team in J-Dub that if they gave him up, they wouldn't be missing their biggest piece. Yes, they can do it. But they shouldn't. They're already the best at everything.
But it'd be so cool.
Okay, that's all I got.
But it would be so cool. Out of these 4, what do you think is the most realistic to happen?
Realistic?
Yeah.
I'm looking between the Spurs and the Hawks here. I kind of want to say the Hawks, but it depends on how many other young guys they're willing to give up, or picks.
Mm.
I just don't know if the Spurs. I don't know. I guess the Spurs and the Hawks are pretty much in a similar place in terms of their teams right now. But the Spurs are. I don't know, would you say the Spurs are slightly younger overall than the Hawks?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the Spurs being the younger of the teams. Do you think that makes it more likely for them to do this trade or less likely because they're younger?
I mean, I think it's more likely for the Spurs to do it because they have 2 guards that could be all-stars in Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle. You have an all-star guard now. Trading him for Giannis to have that front court of Giannis and Wemby, I mean, that's box office. That is, if Giannis is on the Spurs by next season or the deadline, that team, you can't miss a game. Giannis and Wemby, you cannot miss a single game. That's crazy.
No, yeah, I would have to watch that.
Yeah. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of those trades. If you're listening live, again, check out Afterthought Sports. You can comment down below what you think of these trades.
We'll get the ability to do calls soon.
Yeah,
I mean, we can do it, but we'll set it. We'll implement it.
Yeah,
if
we can do actually live callers after break though. We didn't start that yet. But our station is capable of it and we will do. So if you guys are ever listening, those of you on the radio right now, you can always live call after break and we'll gladly have you on for a few minutes. You can talk some basketball with us and give your opinions. I know there's some people that definitely would want to. So it's a cool little feature that we have with this brand new station. But to move off of that, another trade rumor. The Miami Heat were rumored to be interested in trading for Ja Morant. James, is this a good or a bad thing?
I don't know. We were talking about this a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, we were.
I mean, good for the Grizzlies that someone's interested in trading for Ja Morant. Obviously, people are going to be interested in trading for Ja Morant. He's a great player. I don't know. The Heat are always in trade discussions, so I feel like it's hard to say whether it's good or bad because you don't know if they're actually in on this player or if they're just kind of talking. I think it could be good for them though. They're lacking someone who's just the big time player on their team. You know what I mean? They got Adebayo, they got Hero there. Norman Powell's been solid, but they don't have someone who's really gonna bring people to, you know. Is it still American Airlines Arena? I don't know. They don't have someone who's just going to sell tickets every night.
Well, NBA teams change their arena name like every season.
Yeah, I don't know.
I genuinely don't even know. The Phoenix Suns, their arena used to be called the Footprint Center. It's literally just called the Phoenix Suns Arena now.
Oh, see, no, I think they changed it.
See? They changed it. They probably changed it this season or last year.
Yeah.
They probably changed it again.
They've probably changed it like 7 times at least.
Like 6 or 7 times.
Like that many times probably. Yeah.
I'm not even one to make those jokes, but like that was just a layup.
No, you are. Because you made 2 already. 2.
All right. Moving on. Your boy LeBron James last night had quite the night.
That is
Mr. Derek. He scored 10 straight points in the last 5 minutes of the game to pick up the dub against the Sixers. He finished the game with 29 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. LeBron crowning himself as king, closing out the Sixers in the clutch. What do you make of this, Mr. Derek? Is LeBron back?
Oh, man. LeBron never went anywhere, man. You know, he just stopped scoring so much, you know? That's really all. LeBron, my king, my glorious king, he could play till he's 46, 47 years old probably, you know? No, in all seriousness, my point. He never went anywhere. All right. I mean, LeBron could put up 29, 7, and 6, like pretty much any night that he wants to. But that's just the role that it's really derailing this entire segment. God, did he have to get that many rebounds and that many assists? I didn't even, and they played the 76ers. Like, what is going on?
Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah.
LeBron James had 6 assists and 7 rebounds, and the Lakers played the 76ers last night. That's pretty cool. Sorry, I just had to.
Yeah.
It's right there in front of me. I have to.
No, but like literally, if he didn't lose his 1,297 game streak of scoring 10 or more points, 29, 6, and 7 is not news for LeBron. He can do that.
Oh, so you're saying because his streak ended, that's why everybody's like freaking out about this on social media?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
I feel like that's valid. Well, James, now you usually have the games.
I do usually.
I have the game today.
Yeah, you did a lot more prep for the show than me this week. I won't even lie.
Okay, you were a busy boy.
I was busy. I'm sorry, y'all.
Busy man. You're not a boy. You're a man, bro.
I'm a man.
All right. Sorry, that was really loud. My bad. I did not mean to be that loud.
Wake up.
All right. If you're listening and you fell asleep, there's no way you're not awake now. Speak when you see a better player than Tyrese Maxey.
Okay. So
don't say anything at all until you hear a player that's better than Tyrese Maxey.
This season?
This season.
So we're talking just this year.
We're talking just this year as of right now.
See, because I catch a lot of flack when I do these, all right? People see these clips out of context. It's hard, all right?
Just this season, as of right now, YouTube. We're talking to YouTube because YouTube and TikTok, they like to come at us a little bit in the comments section, okay?
Oh, I like it.
For those listening live, we do upload TikToks and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts from the show. But we love to get hate comments because people just really disagree with some things that we have to say. And you know what? We embrace it.
Yeah, I recently said that I'd take Joe Flacco over Bryce Young this season, and some people just decided to comment like they don't like regularly watch the show. They don't know me. They just said James is so stupid.
Yeah, that's rough.
You know, it's rough, but you know what? Maybe I just am so stupid because I stand on that opinion. I'd still take Joe Flacco over Bryce Young this season, regardless. Let's just stick to the NBA.
Speak when you see a player better than Tyrese Maxey. Ja Morant. De'Aaron Fox. Okay. Darius Garland. LaMelo Ball. Jamal Murray. Almost there. You're almost there. Jalen Brunson.
Okay, I gotta say something just a little bit real quick. I think maybe Jalen Brunson is just over the threshold. Ja Morant's really close. Not any of these other guys, though. Tyrese Maxey's been a scoring demon this season.
Tyrese Maxey.
He might have better numbers than Jalen Brunson, but I'm just too biased.
Tyrese Maxey this season. Okay.
Definitely better numbers than Jalen Brunson.
He's leading the 76ers team, 31.5 points per game, almost 5 rebounds, 7.2 assists, 46% from the field, and his three-point percentage is really good too. 39.1% from 3.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson, though.
Yeah. Okay. And that's even really close. Maybe I should have just shut up.
The guys following that was going to be Cade Cunningham and SGA.
I would have spoken for Cade Cunningham or SGA.
I figured if you weren't going to say Brunson, you would have said Cade Cunningham for sure because Cade Cunningham is having an MVP season. Actually, really weird. I was doing a 2K. I told you about this. I was doing a 2K sim, and Cade start today in 2K because you can do that. Yeah. And I was rebuilding I think it was the Houston Rockets, and I traded for Ja Morant on the Rockets, which is funny.
Okay, that's good.
Never won anything, by the way. Cade Cunningham won MVP this season in that 2K sim in the start today.
Well, they must have been listening to us talking preseason because we said he was going to be good. So
we did predict Cade Cunningham to be great. So yeah, that's what I had for my game.
You know, real quick though, just to speak on this a little bit further, I didn't realize I thought Tyrese Maxey was better than John Morant, De'Aaron Fox, Darius Garland, LaMelo Ball, and Jamal Murray until I was directly faced with it right in front of me. Because low-key, those are maybe not as much Darius Garland or LaMelo Ball, but like Ja, De'Aaron Fox, Jamal Murray. Kind of subconsciously, I thought maybe they were better than Tyrese Maxey till you made me play this game. And then I was like, you know what? No, I can't say anything.
I'm making you really think about it then. That's good, dude. We got like 15 minutes. Anything you want to... We don't have anything prepped like this. The show doc ran a little short today. But we can just chill for a minute if you want.
Yeah, no,
Ooh, the Suns play tonight.
The Suns play tonight. I don't know. I'm trying to just like... We need some ideas for the show. I don't know. People listening.
Yeah.
We love ideas.
Yeah, we love ideas. YouTube as well. Comment down below if you guys have anything you want us to specifically talk about, any games you want us to play. We've been really busy at school. It's kind of hard to set aside time to prep for these shows and, you know, make them great. But we're trying our best, you know. I think we do a good job. We also love doing this. I want to preface that, like, I look forward to coming on the radio and doing Above the Rim every single week, especially with James by my side, man, my best friend, my guy.
For real.
We want to have more guests on, though. Sean Wallace has been on the show before. Caden Smith has been on the show before on the YouTube side. Bring him on the radio. And then back to YouTube again, of course, because we upload on both. We upload everywhere over here, so yeah.
And we'll take callers, like not even necessarily random callers, people that just want to call in, but like even if you're listening to this live or you see this on YouTube and you want to plan a time to call into our show, and just to hate on us.
Yeah, Mondays at 5 p.m. We'll be on WSPU 88.3 FM The Buzz, which is the station that you're listening to right now. You know, and the show is brought to you by Afterthought Sports.
Yeah.
That's where all of our sports content is: football, basketball, baseball. You got everything. But yeah, after break, we'll take live callers just because, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to do that yet. Yeah. I do, but like, I was only shown once. So I got to learn again. But I want to bring some other faces in here, you know, get some other opinions because I think it's always good.
Get some other opinions because all I ever do is talk to you, and you just talk to me. Mm-hmm. You know, we share our basketball opinions with other people, of course, but right. I think most of the time, just within talking to each other, we convince each other that our opinions are right. And they're not. They're just not. I mean, some of them have some validity, but you know, when you talk to someone who has a similar mindset as you know, it's like the blind leading the blind.
James and I are the blind leading the blind, basically. That's, you know what, to sum it up, that's what we are. So, if you enjoyed listening to this episode, and if you enjoyed watching this episode 25 Above the Rim, always come back every Monday at 5 p.m. for WSPU 88.3 FM The Buzz, and every Tuesday morning on YouTube. So, on the YouTube side, if you're new, like and subscribe. Make sure you catch out all the Afterthought Sports content. And on the radio side of things, have a great night. This is Austin Townley and James Derrick signing off from the campus of St. Bonaventure, New York. Have a great rest of your night, everybody, and go Suns, baby.
Peace.
Peace.